Today, I don't want to give you advice. I just want to tell you a few stories. Not stories about success, but stories about confusion, failure, and starting over. Because when you look at someone successful, you see the highlight reel. You don't see the doubt. You don't see the nights when they questioned everything. When I was young, I didn't have a perfect plan. I dropped out of college, not because I was brave, but because I was lost. I didn't know what I wanted. I only knew what I didn't want. And that scared me. For months, I slept on floors, returned bottles for food money, sat in classes I wasn't even enrolled in just because I was curious. At that time, it felt random, pointless. But years later, those useless classes became the foundation of something beautiful. Here's what I learned. You cannot connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking back. So sometimes you have to trust, even when nothing makes sense. The second story is about losing everything. Imagine building something from nothing, starting in a small room, working with friends, dreaming bigger than your circumstances. And then one day, you're told you're no longer needed. The company you built no longer wants you. At 30 years old, I was fired, publicly. It was humiliating. The newspapers wrote about it. People whispered. Some celebrated. For months, I felt like a failure. I thought my life's work was over. But something unexpected happened. The weight of being successful was lifted. I was a beginner again, free to experiment, free to create, free to fail without pressure. That freedom changed everything. I started new projects. Some failed. Some almost destroyed me financially. But I kept building, not because I wanted revenge, but because I loved creating. Eventually, the same company that pushed me out needed help, and I walked back in, not with anger, but with clarity. And the second chapter was stronger than the first. Failure did not end my story. It refined it. The third lesson is about something we all avoid thinking about: death. When you remember that your time is limited, something shifts. Small fears disappear. Embarrassment loses power. Rejection doesn't feel permanent, because one day none of this will matter. So why live small? Why live for someone else's approval? Why follow a script written by society? Your time is limited. Don't waste it living someone else's expectations. Don't be trapped by fear. The people who change the world are not the smartest. They are not the luckiest. They are simply the ones who refused to quit, the ones who trusted their instincts, the ones who kept going when it was embarrassing to continue. If you're lost right now, good. If you're confused, good. If you've failed, good. That means you're in the middle of the story, not the end. One day you'll look back and realize that this messy chapter was preparing you. Trust the process. Trust your curiosity. Trust that the dots will connect. And when life knocks you down, get back up. Because sometimes losing everything is the only way to find who you really are. Stay curious. Stay bold. Stay hungry. And never be afraid to begin again.